Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Sunangko, and now I will present my presentation with the topic adult learning. In adult learning, there are 4 objectives. The first is andragogy, the second is variable affecting adult learning, the third is toolkit for facilitators of adult learning, and the last, learning theories related to adult learning. There are 4 aspects. The first is action learning, the second is experiential learning, the third project-based learning, and the fourth is self-directed learning. Okay, the first is andragogy. Andragogy is art and science of helping adults learn. He is the father of andragogy. He is Malcolm Knowles. According to Malcolm Knowles, when focused in development of andragogy, there are 2. The first is the material being very learner-centered, and the second, the learner being very self-directed. And then variable affecting adult learning. The first is life experience that influence cognitive abilities of learner. The second is work experience of learner. The third is adult learning experience. It can be positive or negative. And then the fourth, performance including cognitive abilities. The fifth, time between learning interaction. The sixth, aging factors. The next, we talk about toolkit for facilitators. The function of facilitators is not only deliver skills but also with design experience and application of learning theories in a variety of settings. And then the facilitators have to incorporate or involving technology into the content and delivery of professional development. It can be dialogue, it can be reflection and quality. What is professional development? They are first adult education, the second learner center, the third transformative learning, the fourth motivation as technology learning. Now we talk about learning theories. There are 4. The first is action learning. The second is experiential learning. The third is project-based learning. The fourth is self-directed learning. So, learning theories related to adult learning, there are 4. Now let's discuss one by one. First is action learning. Action learning is defined as an approach to working with and developing people which uses work on a real project or problem as the way to learn. Participants work in small groups or teams to take action to solve their project or problem and learn how to learn from that action. A learning coach works with the group in order to help them learn how to balance their work with the learning from that work. So, from this quotation from O'Neill, there are some focus. The first is working with, the second is developing people, the third is real project or problem, the next small groups or teams, and then solve their project or problem, and the last is learn from their action. And now we talk about the sequence of action learning, applying of action learning. The first is creating action group. The second is diversification of small groups. It means in every group they have same quality. And then a coach for each group. So in every group there is a coach. Coach will help, will advise, will guide the group. The fourth, experience. It can be reflection and action. The fifth, group leader is chosen. So in a group there is a leader. What is the function of leader? The first is O. O for organizer. F for facilitators. And M, of course, for motivators. It is the function of leader. And the fifth, remain constant and have duration. So they have to continue. They have to sustainable. We can call it istiqomah, like that. The second, we talk about experiential learning. According to Confucius, tell me and I will forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand. Involve me, and I will understand. From quotation above, we can conclude that experiential learning is learning centered, learning by doing, and the learner directly involved, not just thinking and talking about that material. The third, we talk about project-based learning. Students work in groups to solve challenging problems that are authentic and often interdisciplinary. Learners decide how to approach a problem and what activities to pursue. So the main focus in project-based learning is the first, work in groups, and the second is solve challenging problems. In project-based learning, the learners get information from variety of sources and derive knowledge from it. The learning is valuable, connected to something real, and involves adult skills such as collaboration and reflection. In the end, the learners demonstrate knowledge and are judged by how much they have learned and how well they communicate it. And then The teacher's role is to guide and advise. And last, we talk about self-directed learning. Marsick said that informal and incidental learning is at the heart of adult education because of its learner-centered focus and the lessons that can be learned from life experience. Responsibility for their own learning process by diagnosing their personal learning needs, setting goals, identifying resources, implementing strategies, and evaluating the outcomes. So, in self-directed learning, it means informal and accidental, center focus based on life experience. In self-directed learning, it involves the goals, the process, the learner, and it can be encouraged by facilitation. What's the facilitation? By providing sources. And the key success is the motivation of the learner. That's all my presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and see ya.